Good morning, everyone. Right, what you can see is I'm starting to do a project here. I'm going to do like a 2-page book, that's all. I've got 2 of them. I did think about doing a 4-page book, but decided it was too bulky, so I'm just going to do a 2-page book. I've just got boxes of doilies and trims and cut-offs from doilies and tablecloths that I needed to do something with them. So I'm going to show you how I've just made that. It's just 2 pieces of linen and a piece of wadding, and it's quite thick wadding to make a good padded page. And what you do is you lay your first fabric down, then lay down the wadding, cut it to size. I do check that it's the same as the other page I've just shown you that's already completed. And I'm doing a voiceover because when I did film this, unfortunately for me, there was a lot of crackling and banging and whatever, and I can't find where the noise was coming from. So I decided to do a voiceover one on this one. I know it would have been annoying to you because when I played it back to edit it, it was annoying to me. Anyway, so I'm just measuring that now. Yep, that's perfect. I haven't chosen any particular doilies to use on this or anything. I've just got my box at the side of me. And as I took them out of the box, I just tried something with them. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I do know that at the end of this video, it actually cut out. I will be coming back to show you other pages as well. But you will get to see a majority of this 2-page booklet. What I'm doing now is just popping on the wadding, and then I put another piece of fabric over that. And like I say, it is a quite thick linen, more like a canvas linen. So I'm just gluing the sides, and I do both sides first. Do it slightly away from the wadding. And then when you press down onto the material to join the 2 together, you know, you're pressing the wadding as well, and it stops any of those puckers and creases. Like that. So do both sides the same. And as long as you're leaving the glue just slightly away from the wadding, I'm just straightening mine up there because it wasn't quite straight. Yeah, I just said something was rattling, but I couldn't find out what it was. Unfortunately, I have no idea. There's nothing moving on the table, so I don't know why I've got a rattling noise. Not unless I've got my little visitor with me. But it was annoying me so when I did the editing, so I had to go back and redo it. You see, I'm doing it about ½ inch away from the wadding. And that gives it a little bit of leeway for you to play around with the edging when it's cut. And lay it out flat. I think the wadding measures about 1 inch wide as well, you know, in thickness. Didn't quite have that flat. And if you press both material and the wadding down together, you get a nice edging. Now what I'm doing is I'm just marking out the middle of the page, just because I'm going to sew it. And I'm using a seam binding, a centimetre wide seam binding. I don't have to sew it, but it does help it when I want to close the page. I didn't want to cut the wadding in 2 and glue it down the middle. I don't like it like that. So sometimes I do like to stitch the whole thing together. So like I say, you get a nice long piece of ribbon. Don't knot the end. Leave about 6 inches once you've got the needle through the first lot, because then you can at least put a bow in it. you may want to cut it off, knot it and cut it off, but for me, I did the bow. Now, it can be tricky, it can be a little bit fiddly, but once it's done, it looks good. Although, you could also cover it, but at least the middle and the book will fold. Just continue doing approximately 1/2 inch stitches. A couple of centimetre wide stitches. By supporting it in your hand like that, it's not going to pucker anywhere else, as long as you've got it straight and you keep checking. Just go straight up the middle where you've drawn the, and I used a pencil, that's all. Keep turning the fabric round to pull one way with one hand and pull the needle the opposite direction, and it will work. Try and keep your stitches loose-ish, not too tight. That's it, that's helping it. You only need to go one way as well. To get the bow, obviously, I rethread the ribbon back through the stitches on one side to meet up with the other one, but I don't put it back through the fabrics. There's no need for that. So a small stitch at the bottom, and then we can take that back up, zigzagging through the stitches that are already there on the top. Just hook it under and pull it. I could have done my stitches a little bit smaller, but unfortunately I didn't, and hey ho, it still worked. You will go, you bugger. I was actually saying that. Right, I've just took it through the back, and then I've got to bring it back on the opposite side of that stitch in order to tie a bow with it. But I absolutely love doing these pages. Yeah, sewing in the middle is just another way of adding something different to a project. But you can use it as a guide when you're putting your fabrics in the middle, if that's what you want to do, if you choose to do that on the inside of the cover or the spine of the cover. So you do get it, you know, more or less straight. I just cut the ribbons. Now, if you've got hair straighteners, then of course you can use them to flatten the ribbon back to what it was originally. But it's a shabby book, so I'm not that fussed about it whatsoever. I do have straighteners. I chose not to use them at this point. And just tied a little bow at the top. Now, I could knot that and cut that off, but for now, I've just put a little bow in it. Now glue the ends. Exactly the same as you've done the sides, just in front of the wadding. Stretch out the material. A lot of people don't stretch it out, and therefore that's how they get tucks and that in it. So pull the material out, use your fingers, if you've got plenty of fingers to move about, and manipulate the material where it should go. Again, stretch the material out and it will all be flat. You won't get any tucks or puckers in your material whatsoever. Now do the opposite side. If you do it too close to the wadding, it won't glue. You'll just glue the wadding to the fabric and not the two fabrics together. So make sure you do it in front of the wadding, about 1 centimetre. And it does make a really good couple of pages to work on. Now, if you've never made a book before, I suggest you make one of these first. Now, you can do this as one single page or one single, I mean, that could be used as a big hanging canvas, you know, as a big plaque or wall hanging, whatever you want to call them. But if you've never done one, just try one of these. And the thing is, it's all about layers, layer, layer, and layer. But as long as you can see every layer you've put on, I see lots of people, they layer and they layer and they layer and they layer, and you end up, they've hidden most of what they've layered in the first place. And as you can see, I've got 2 pages now. I've cut mine, as you just saw just then. I cut it 1 inch away from the fabric, from the wadding, and that gives you enough to play with, you know, for putting trims on and whatever. So anyway, we're going to start with the front page. Although I've left that out flat, I'm going now to. Oh, sorry, I was just putting a pen away. That's nothing to do with what I'm going to be doing. It was on the desk. I forgot to put it away the other day. Like I say, I choose a lot of doilies and trims, and now I'm going to show you how I start to cover my pages. Now these, if you've got doilies and you've got trims, just cut them. Don't think about it, just do it. There's a couple of videos I've done on how to cut a doily so it doesn't harm it, and you can get lots of things from cutting them up. So in the middle, that will be used as a doily itself for a flower or something, or a backing, and put a photograph in it. And all the trim I've cut off will be used as a trim for the bottom of the page. Like I said before, in the last video I was showing you how to cut a doily. Every single stitch, every single link is exactly what it is, a link. So it won't come undone when you cut the link. When you've got 2 pieces like that, like that flower's joined to the doily edge, it's just a link holding it together. So that's all I'm snipping. And that's a lovely kind of frilly edging. So what I'm going to do now is I just cut it into 2. I actually didn't need to cut it into 2. I should have just cut it into 1 and then gone across the whole of the front and the back page. But I didn't do it like that, but hey ho. We all make mistakes. Now you can see that it's too tight to go across the front cover. So I'm just cutting it down a little bit, which I won't waste the piece I cut off, but I'm cutting it down a little bit so that it fits better, because it'll be a little bit wider to fit across the front cover. And like I say, I should have left and just cut the whole circle once, not twice, not cut it in half. But it doesn't matter. Keep all your bits you cut off, because you never know where you need a little frill, a little bit of trim. Don't ask me what happened with the light, no idea. Oh, the cloud, it was sunny one minute and dark the next, so hey, it's the way it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold the page in half. That's it. Now we're starting on the front page. Now you see it's wider than I need, but what I do, tack it down with glue in the middle, just a little bit, and then use the beginning there to nip it. So when I say nip it, it's to pinch it together to make a gather. So you're actually making a frill from a frill. But so that each side matches, start it in the middle, because that way you'll get an even gather on it. Just keep nipping it. And it won't come undone. Once it's glued, it's glued. Unless you pull it undone, of course. There's a couple of incidents where I've had to undo something. And because I don't use a lot of glue, but enough to glue it down firm, it will come undone. You know, I can pick it off. So again, see what I mean? I should have just continued going around the spine instead of cutting it into 2 pieces. So I'm now putting the back piece on. And I'm doing that in the same way that I've just done the front. So for me, that's a lesson learnt. If you're going to put the same frill front and back, no need to cut it in 2, Fiona. Again, start in the middle. Now, only glue 1 inch at a time, because if you glue too much, the glue starts to dry, and then you get stuck with the fabric that's got gaps in it, and then you gather a bit, and then it's flat, and gather a bit, and then it's flat. So I only do 1 inch at a time, and I can get 3 or 4 tucks out of that 1 inch. And you can see it fits perfect. And I can always glue the centre together, doesn't matter. But I don't bother. It's a shabby book. Or booklet. 2 pages, it's a booklet, isn't it? Fit perfect. There we go. And look how much that's given it a really good frill for the bottom section. You do get covered in glue. I'm just saying. I can't remember what I was saying actually there, so whatever. Play with my fingers. Now turning it back to the front. Oh, I was talking about layering. That's what I was saying about layering. And you need at least 2 or 3 different layers to do a nice frilly bottom. Now, that was the next one I picked up. I didn't mess about. I just thought, yep, hey, it's going on. Use it. Just glue the middles. Don't glue the edges down yet. You might need it to, but not always. Depends what you want it to look like. And they're only dobs of glue. It's what I call a dob of glue. Just reaching into the bucket for another couple of trims. Now, the film's coming up to an end, but I'm going to come back and show what I did do with this, and then I'll continue with another page. Because, unfortunately, like I say, it ran out. But here's a trim I found that I'd already cut up the doilies from it. Oh, no, that was one of the next things that I found. So I'm just going to put that down the centre spine. Now try not to, if you're adding anything onto the spine, try not to do anything that will touch the centre piece, the centre ribbon. Do it either side. So I just slightly lift the glue gun up when I'm doing it, and that way you've not stiffened the spine that you can't fold the book back. So I've just undone that and decided just to knot it for now, because I want to put the last rosette on. And unfortunately, it's now finishing this film. I will be back shortly with the next bit. Right, I'm hoping this is working. I'm going to get it in frame as much as possible. Now, like I said, unfortunately yesterday I only managed to get that far with this trim. And then I did film the rest of it. Well, the camera ran out while I was sat filming, thinking I was talking to myself basically, with nobody here and no camera working. So what I've done, I'm going to talk you through it. Just like I glued this one on, I then went along and glued that one on. And then I took this doily. The middle was already cut out, and I've glued, oops, sorry, didn't see that, and I glued that one on top of that one. Then I glued some of the this trim on, adding a further trim on top of that, so every single layer you can see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers there up to now. I also added that trim on. What I liked about that one, although it's hiding the two underneath, it's got a space for me to put the large pearl, flat back pearl. Remember the big doily I put on in the first place? Well, once that was on and this was sorted, and then this was cut another doily, the middle of this one, and then this flower was taken from another piece of doily. Also the middle of I don't know which one it was. There was this one is actually the middle of another doily. It was just plain like that. So I folded it just to make it different, like in a cone. Folded it in half, folded it back, and folded the end over, and added a white flower, cream flower there. And that finished the bottom section off. Now, where the doily was, all I did is I took several doilies, folded them in half, and this had a scalloped edge, and because it was scalloped, as you can see, I got a double row, so I can actually see both, and I've just put that across the corner. I took another doily, which is this one, and did the exact same thing. Quite a little gather, you know, quite frilly. So I folded that one in half, brought the top section down slightly from the back, and added that to this one. Then I put a little frilly, and I did sew that. It's just a piece of material, same as the flower, vintage material, and it's this, similar to this, just cut a section off, long running stitch, gathered it up, and just, I didn't even make it into a flower, just a half a flower, and then I glued that one on top. I then took my little picture, popped that on top of that. I added halfway around the lace, and then on this section, what I've used here, as you can see, you see this one, I took a piece of that and just nipped it as I glued that on as well around there. So I have two different ones to frame that picture. I added a little bit of diamante chain to her head, her hair. I might just do it to the little girls as well, I'm not sure. And I've got like some I might put there. I'm not sure. You can do all this up yourselves. Put what you want on them. But I had some pearl shell, and I absolutely loved them. So I've added the pearl shell, and right on the very tip I've added little diamantes, just for a little bit different decoration. Added a flower here. Sorry about that. Added a flower here. Remember the flower I made when Wendy was here, my curly rose, which I've never seen anybody do. I've shown you how to do it now, so I expect to see lots of these floating about on projects. Use the same trim as this to make a proper flower, gathered flower. That was about 18 inches. Just gathered it up, glued that on, glued my handmade rose on. I absolutely love these roses, and no doubt we'll be seeing them everywhere now. You start off flat and then you end up with it curly. That's how I made them. But it'll be great to see them on projects. After that, do you remember this one I made? It's just a felt ball. I sliced in half, put the ribbon in, and then dug out, using my scissors I think it was, or a pointy tool, a hole, and then popped in a large diamante. Now I could have left that free, but it didn't look right, so I've just glued it down. And underneath that, I had a little bit of this left from the other day. That was it, just a piece like that, and I've just popped that on as well. Now that's my front page. I'm not going to be doing any more to it. I've added these little 3 pearls here, and I like that. So now what we're going to be doing is doing the next page, and I think I'm just going to do the back to start with, because it's so I don't like doing the back of things, really, because to me it's a waste of fabrics. It is, truly, unfortunately. I just find it a waste. So what I've done is I've got some, oh, let me see. Now I'm just going to go back into my box and see what I've got. I just want something to cover it. Now I've got this, came from a top, and if I've got enough, I'm going to be putting that on, and maybe a bit of trim around the edge, and I don't want to do any more because I don't like waste. I really don't, honest to God, I don't. I can't stand waste. Now I'm just going to pull this back off of there so I can fit this on, and then I can glue that down after. So what I need to do is use the straight edge, and I'm basically just going to cover that like that. That's all I'm going to do, and then I can cut off what I don't need. Oh, glue, glue, glue. I always run out of glue. Anyway, we're just going to get this on as quick as we can. Like that. That's fine. And then I can just pop that back. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. And then I can trim this off. So I'm just using my smaller scissors. Never waste that, because you never know when a little bit is needed. Oh, you silly old. So we're just going to cut that. Come on, feet. Ooh. Smudge it out. Just press that down like that. It's just my glue gun. I don't know what's the matter with it. It's driving me insane. I did get the one I bought off Margaret, but it drips like mad and I can't do with that. But never mind. Sorry, Margaret, it does. I don't know how you found yours, but mine literally drips all over. And that's no good to me. That bit I don't need. And like I say, just glue that on. Like that. And we take the top section and we're just going to do the same. So that's made a nice backing. So what I'm going to do now is to add a little bit of lace to that. I think this one, I might just add this one to the edge. I really, I'm so reluctant to put too much on the back of a project. But that's just me, everybody's different. So I'm just going to pop this trim on there. I've not actually taken it to the end, and I should have done, but never mind. Like that. I might just, yeah, I'm just going to do it like that for now. I would normally take it around the edge and that, but I'm not going to bother. It's a bit, oh God, wrong way, you silly woman. Take that off. On there. Flick that back. Just get that on there. And just trim that bit off. And that just fits perfect. So like I said, that has held that. Yeah. Now along here, I don't like that, so I will be putting some more of this across there, I think. Just to hold it. I'm going to pull that back actually. Tuck that in there, put that across, and that's covered that section that I need. I'm going to put my scissors. Yeah. Okay. And just because I'm fussy, I'm just going to bob a button on there, a button on the top, and one on there because I didn't take it to the end. Just going to glue this down, and we'll pop a button just here, which will support that and hold that down. And that is basically all I'm going to do for the back, because I really don't believe in doing anything too much to them. So that's the front and back cover done. So now what we're going to do is do the middle section. Now I'm going to work like this, I think. So hopefully we can get both done. Now I've got all these trimmings at the side of it. I'm going to move them across, out the way. And let's have a look, see what we've got. Now I do have some of these. They're absolutely beautiful. Do I need those? I need some layers. I need some layers. Now I've got these, which are my tassely bits that I cut off. I like that. Yes. Now I need another one. And I did have another one somewhere. Let me just see. There we are. Hopefully we've got one that will, yeah. Got to make sure we've got them both the right way. Now that will do, won't it? So I just need to cut this. Yeah, because I don't like them. I'm going to cut it there. I don't want them overlapping. And I can always use that somewhere else. So we'll, sorry, I'm going to try and move this. So I need to cut that there. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up this section with this section here. So let's just get this on the bottom section here. First. That's that. Just leave that on there. I've got the gap in the middle, so it's not going to harm when I try and close it. Oops. That's that. Definitely not got the edging on it, so that's great. And touch that there. Let's bring that in a little bit, and then I can just run the glue along the edge at the top. Like that. Some of this will be covered up anyway. That's it. Now I am going to put something up the middle, even though I've stitched that. I'm going to put in something there, but I'm not going to be doing that until I've actually finished this off. I actually like that, and I don't really want to do anything else with it. But hey ho, we now need to put on. Now let me see. So I have. Oh, do you know I've got some of this? I don't know how to use this actually. Look, it's just beautiful. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So I need 3 of those, and I can glue that there. I'm going to move that down actually to there though. Yeah. Just love this. Now I do show you how to make it. I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to leave that in the centre like that, but I am going to cut this one off. We don't need this one. Just need 3 of each. That will be used for something else. Yeah. Okay. Oh, glue. I showed you, there is a video on how to do, just put trims in jennings644, and I show you how to make this trim. Like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I could have had that on the front, but you want a bit of wow factor when you open the pages up, don't you? So I hope you've seen that. So we put that one on. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love the mixture of trims. Yeah, so now all I need to do is to decorate these 2 pages, and in doing so I'm going to cover them with, let me see, let's see what other doilies we've got. Oh, I've got these. That's it. Oh, now I need a smaller one. Hang on. Hang on. No, too big. Where's my smaller ones? Oh, I've got that. I absolutely love that, you know. Look at that. Gorgeous. Where's my little doily? What's it? So I've got them smaller. No. Let me see. That's it. I absolutely love that. But because it's left the ends, I can then decorate those as well, and I can cut this off. So this is the bits I have to be careful of. So I don't, that's what I'm going to cut. See, I'm going to cut it up to here. I'm just going to cut that straight. Cut in the links. Move that to I absolutely love this doily. Yeah, and then that'll go to there. Beautiful. Yeah. See, that will just tuck behind or above that beautiful trim. Now, I'll tell you now what I'm going to do. I'm going to put enough of everything together for the spare one that I've just done. You know, the other one of this? And I'm going to sell it as a kit. So you will get as much as possible to make one of these. And it'll be just one-off kit. So if anyone's interested, let me know. It'll be first come, first serve. I'm going to tell you now, it's going to cost about £40 because there's a lot in these. So it's £40 plus shipping, and you'll get one of these, a whole one of these to cut. We've got lots of them. With all the trimmings, I'll give you some of this as well. I'll give you these if I can find enough to go in it, but there'll be lots of trimmings and things to make flowers with. It'll be one big kit, and if you want it, it's going to be £40 to buy. Look, there's the one I'm going to put in for you. You can do lots with that. They're exquisite. And you won't find them in the shops, I'll tell you that now. Right, so now I've got that in. Pull this up the top. Like I say, I will stuff it completely full of things to craft with. I only do the sides, not the right in the middle. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just attaching the top section. So I've done the top section, now I'm just going to attach the sides. You just need dobs of glue. Let's bring this down. Because when I add anything to the page, of course it's going to glue it, so you only need to go around the edges first and see how you get on, like that. That will still fold, and that's going to look fantastic. Yeah. There'll be loads of goodies in it. If, you know, I mean, at the moment I can only do one. But if I... well, I can do more. Let me just see. It's going to be a £40 kit, no matter what. And you'll get some of this trimming. So you get 6 lots of that. One whole one of those, which is half the size again. You'll get the canvas, you'll get all the trimmings for the bottom, and lots of things to decorate it with. And that's well worth 40 quid. I know they're going for a lot more than that. Right, let's do this side. Get a trim on here. Again, I'm going to keep up with the trim I've been using. And we'll take it under there. Only this time I think we're going to go on top like so. Like that. like that. I love that. That is gorgeous. Now I'm going to do it across here, but remember, miss the middle. So I'm going to cut a hole off, and we'll do it from here up to there, miss it, and go back. Like so. I just want it, I think I've got that down a bit too much. That's it, that's it, got it. Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna, just to hold that down a little bit, spin that back around. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is add in my little flower beads, flatbacks. I'm going to put them at the bottom as well. Just to put them here. And here. Yeah, love that. Absolutely love it. Gorgeous. There we go. Now I'm not going to be decorating this. I'm going to leave that as is. That is fantastic for anybody else to do it. I'm just going to put something down the centre. Let me just see what I have. And we do have lots and lots and lots of things we can use. Oh, there's some fantastic trims to go in that kit. Where's my... Do you know what? I'm going to put like a braid on it, I think. Got a braid. Just to mark out the front. At the middle. I've got a lovely braid here, actually. There we go. I can see where the middle is. I'm only going to do it from there. Just going to cut that and glue that in there like that. Now I have this ribbon at this trim. That's going to give me a guide to work from. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I need that. Same again. And that's going this side of that trim. Oh, that looks really pretty. Really pretty. Yeah, we're just still filming. Just that side, and then a glue stick. I just want to touch that bit of the... Oh, it looks gorgeous. Isn't that stunning? Now, like I said, I'm not doing too much to this, and but I think what I will do is pop this up for sale as is, and somebody can finish it off. So if anybody wants this, I will put a little bag of goodies together to finish it off. I'm going to charge the same price because I will be putting the goodies in to finish it off, but the work's been done for you. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I've got to finish this bit off. Just have to. Sorry, I just like that. I like that look. I'm going to put this down the edge there, and then I'm going to put that braid along that edge. I just love it. Sorry, I hope you're seeing this, but it's really difficult because it's quite a big project. I'm going to continue that across the top, I think. Yeah. So here's where I need to kind of nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. I'm going to nip that to make that turn. Getting blathered in glue. Just going to take this straight over. And I've not touched the centre bit, so there's no glue on that. It will still be able to fold. I'm just going to pinch that as I take it around the corner. Okay. Just tuck that underneath there. That's it. Isn't that gorgeous? Now let me just fold that in, fold that down. I'm going to leave that. Now where's my braid? Bring that to one side. There we are. That's gorgeous. Let's do this side. Like I say, I know these sell for a lot of money, but there's some beautiful trims and whatnot on here. Missed the middle section. And just run that right along there. That has turned out gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I don't know whether I want to sell it now. I want it myself. That is just gorgeous. Yes. Definitely like that. Now what I have, I might just sell this one finished. Not sure at the moment. Let me just see if I can get 1 or 2 or 3 maybe. We'll see. There we go. Right. These are the tassels that I've made. This was made with wool, and this was made with string, with a silk thread. So what I'm going to do is, I think, see, I like tassels. Do we need to put one in the middle? Yeah, maybe. I actually like them hanging. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Snip that. And I'm not sure. Too pink. No, don't want to use that. I didn't really want to put a bead on it because it's going to stop it from closing. That's going to be fine. So a little ribbon. Let me see. Or a nice flower. Let me see. Wait a minute. Just bear with me. Where's the one I started to cut? There we are. Got a little doily that matches all of these. There we go. And put that there, and then I can add a pearl. That's not going to stop the book from opening. That gives it a nice tassel. And I know it's hidden that a little bit, but you can see it here. It's just decoration. Yeah, I like that. I like that one as well. No, I'm going to leave that as is. Collect a few things together, and I don't think it should be spoilt. I'm sorry. Let me just see. To make pockets. See, I would just like somebody to be able to decorate and put something in that they want to keep. So I'm going to leave that as is. And Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to hook in this tassel like that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. Just hook that tassel in, tie the knot, leave that shabby, I think. No, we'll put the knot in that. Yeah, leave that to dangle, and then I'm going to attach this one for the spine. And I'm going to pin that back. Just let me trim that, hang that over there. Trim that on there, pop that on there as well. Take a button and pop the button on. And that's given that a tassel and a hat beaded one that I've made as well. And just going to burnish the end of that. There we go. And there's my booklet. And I think that's fab. It's turned out fab. I'm not going to do any more to that because I just think it's a waste, like I've said, but I do like that. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. I'll put the pictures up as well. Bye bye for now.